Welcome to the WEInvested Podcast, where we teach you how to save and make more cash. I'm your host, Wesley and here I have with me
Jacob Rodriguez.
And this is Season 1, Episode 6, How to Save More Money. But before we get started, must let you know we do not offer any financial, legal, or tax advice on this show. Let's do it. Season 1, Episode 6. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this episode is about how to save more and finding saving opportunities. Yeah. So we just want to help the people understand how they can save more money. You know, if you think you're not making enough or if you think you can save more.
Yeah.
So we want to start off with the cash quote of the day from Jay-Z. If you can't afford to buy it twice, you can't afford it.
Yeah,
crazy.
It is crazy.
Crazy.
I have a hard time believing that Jay-Z, like lives this way.
Right.
Like I've seen some of the houses that him and Beyonce have. I don't know if they can buy it twice. But, but yeah, it's a good quote though.
It's a good quote to live by.
Yeah, totally.
For sure, man. So just to get into it, just to start it off, we wanted to help you guys with the, once you got past the budgeting stage and you're checking out your budget and you realize that there are a few categories that you can kind of trim down a little bit and help you save more.
Yeah. So just some easy ways to think about, or just some easy places that are fairly, quick to cut back on and make a big impact.
Exactly. So did you want to get started and let them know number one? Yeah,
totally. So this is one that I try to do, but rarely do. Number one is taking your lunch to work, just eating in more in general. I know, like if you think about it here in Reno, like a lunch out might cost you, like $10 if you're doing that five times a day. That's $50.
Adds up quickly.
Yeah, $200 a month, and yeah, it's nuts when you start to calculate it annually, just how much you could save just by taking a little time and making yourself a lunch before work.
It gets out of hand, man, and that's definitely my biggest problem. Like every week, I'm struggling with not taking lunch to work. Right?
Yeah, totally. I feel like for me, like convenience is like my number one thing that I look for with food. And so like if I have to like make my lunch before work, like in the morning, like that's super tough, or the night before, like it just requires a new change of habits that at least I'm not into all the way right now, but it's a good habit to get into.
Right, man, it's too much. And it's like when I think about it, I really think about this every week, every Friday. I'm like, man, I spent so much money eating out this week that could have been avoided.
Yeah, totally. And for me, actually, I usually don't. I maybe might like eat out like once a week, but it's usually not too expensive because I just go somewhere that's pretty cheap. But and it's on the way to my gym and it's super quick. But I think the thing that really gets me, don't tell anyone at work, that we have like so many free snacks. There's some days there's a lot of days actually where like I'll just kind of like snack my way through lunch, and I'm just totally fine with that. So it's hard for me to actually, make my lunch.
That's a great idea though. And I know you're not alone. I've seen a few other people doing it too.
Okay, that's good to hear. There's no one I know, at least no one that will admit it. So I'm sure there's more there.
Yeah, man. But for number one, that's definitely something that I could work on and make improvements on because, man, that's a tough one for me. But we'll get into number two now. Yeah. For ways to help you save more cash. We have make a grocery list and stick to it.
Yeah, that's a big one. So I guess the question is, why make a grocery list? Why not just go shop? But I think the answer to that is that, when you're listing out the things that you actually need, or you're planning your meals ahead, it helps cut out on those impulse buys when you're walking down the aisle and something just looks good.
Yes, it helps keep you in line and save you from overspending.
Yeah, totally. And because I know for me, like my fridge is just kind of packed with like a bunch of random stuff that you like just kind of grabbed kind of impulsively, and like you don't really use it that often. It's not really good. It's not like the best use of money for sure. So it's always good to have a list when you're trying to go shop for food.
it's a necessity that you make a list.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's good for people like me that, like, you know, if I don't plan out my lunches or like my dinners, I'm just going to end up, you know, eating like the same thing for like 2 weeks, you know? So it's good to, you know, like, you know, plan your meals. I mean, it's good for you. You could say this on so many fronts. It's like good for you like on a health reason, you know, right?
Right.
Like, you know, you can actually plan like meals that are good for you. And
right.
So it's all around a good thing for sure.
And look, another tip to number 2 is do not go to the grocery store when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Because then you'll definitely overbuy. And that's when you end up buying crazy things that you will not eat. Yeah,
no, I agree with that. And I'm going to throw in another thing here too. Go to somewhere that's cheap. You know, there's
oh man. When we first met, we had a conversation about this.
Yeah, man, it's true. Dude, it's right. Nuts how much you can save, literally thousands of dollars if you go to somewhere that's cheaper, you know, like Walmart, or it doesn't even have to be Walmart, you know, if you don't like Walmart, like there's other, if you know, work in a big city and there's like an Aldi or a little, you know, like those kind of discount stores or Trader Joe's, you can save a ton of money going there. And like it's literally astounding. Like go to a Walmart next time you need something, and go to like what's a common, like a Save Mart. We have Rayleigh's here, you know, go somewhere like that, compare the prices. It's incredible.
And when we first met, this was one of the first questions he asked me, like, yeah man, so where do you do your grocery shopping? And I'm like, yeah.
Dude, it's literally nuts to me that people go and do all their grocery shopping at like somewhere that's like a nice, you know, grocery. It's like literally it's the same exact food, you know, right? You're not getting any better food. You're just paying like so much more for it. So yeah, it's just the easy way, and it kind of sucks to go to Walmart. Like I get that it's hard to find things, but man, it's so worth it.
That's a fact, man. It's definitely worth it. Yeah. Wait, tip number 3.
Yeah.
Buy generic.
Yeah, man, that's it. And this is something that's been getting more and more easy to do because so many store brands are available, right? Like pretty much every grocery store specifically, or not even like if we're getting away from groceries, like, you know, even clothing, like they have, you know, generic brands. And you know, there's so much to be said here too, like whether it's medication, you know, like NyQuil, whatever, like there's those, you know, ingredients are available, and so people can make generic brands, and it's literally the same exact thing, and it saves you so much cash.
And if I could add one thing, I try to buy generic as much as possible, but there are a few things that I will buy that's not generic. But for the most part, I try to buy generic. So
yeah, man. What are some of the things you make sure you buy store brand, or you can make sure to not buy store brand? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Man,
waters,
really?
First thing.
Well, that's weird. I would not have guessed that. Why waters?
I need Aquafina.
I have noticed you do have a lot of Aquafina here.
I need Aquafina.
That's funny.
Other than that,
it's all
probably a few other things, but yeah.
You know what makes a big difference for me is soy sauce, man. You can't get generic soy sauce. Ooh, like try generic soy sauce versus like the, you know, the brand that you guys all know. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean. It's like the soy sauce everyone has at the restaurants. It's so much better. So
that's okay. Soy sauce. We'll say that conversation. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. Buying generic, definitely. Like it's so much cheaper than the actual brands.
Tip number 4: drink coffee from work.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or home.
Yeah, and I don't drink coffee really, so this doesn't apply to me as much. But I don't buy tea for myself. Like I drink tea, but like the same thing. You know, I don't ever go out and buy tea for myself anymore because, you know, it's like we have a supply at work, and I think most works kind of have something.
Right. If your job has free coffee or tea, take advantage of it. If you are a coffee drinker.
Yeah, totally. And hopefully, you know, it's not too hard to train your body to wait just like an extra hour after you wake up, because I mean, you're going to be at work your whole day, so you might as well use it. So,
tip number 5.
Yeah, selling items you no longer use on eBay or, you know, garage sale, wherever. There's so many places you could do this, you know, like Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, it's so easy now.
It's like 1 million apps now that you can sell items on.
Yeah.
So, and I took this one from Gary V. He's always talking about selling items on eBay and doing garage sales. So
totally, you can make so much money doing this. I know when we moved from our old apartment to where we are now, like we just had so much little space in our new place that we had to sell a bunch of stuff, and we made so much money just by like selling just the random stuff that we didn't even really know we had, so it's good. Like, take a look at what you have in storage, evaluate whether you need it or not.
I know, man, I had a cool story I tell everybody.
Yeah.
How I went to a garage sale.
Yeah.
And I went to a garage sale in Vegas. I was living in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I bought a humidifier for $5.
A humidifier.
Right.
Nice.
Bought a humidifier for $5.
Yeah.
Then sold it on eBay for $40.
Sheesh, that's nuts. I mean, yeah, I feel like garage sales, like people, like at least when I'm at a garage sale and I'm selling, I'm just trying to get stuff out of, my house. Like I don't really care about getting the best price. So
exactly.
that makes sense that, you can get some good deals at garage sales and then just flip it. So that's a good story though. That's a crazy return if you think of it like that.
ROI was fantastic.
Yeah, totally. That's crazy. Yeah. So number 6.
Tip number 6. Cut the cable cord.
Yeah, man.
If you have to.
If you have to, yeah.
If you're not utilizing your cable, if you're not watching cable TV, you might as well just cut that cord and use Netflix or Hulu or
totally.
One of the others, Amazon Prime, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I like whenever I hear how much cable is, like it's astounding when you compare it to subscription services where like you get your Netflix for what is it now, like $13 a month or something like that, and there's so many options.
Those cable bills add up. You have to rent the equipment.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Right, man. It adds up. So, you can definitely look for ways to save there.
Yeah, and the world's kind of moving that way, so it's just a good thing. There's so much available online, so why not?
Number 7. Locate the sale racks.
Yeah, totally.
Locate the discount areas.
Yeah, there's so many stores that are discount retailers, whether it be like for clothes or whatever, that it's pretty easy now, as long as you live somewhere that has a good selection of stores, that there's options for you to get cheap stuff. Anytime
I shop now, I go straight to the discount racks, sale racks.
Yeah, totally. And
I need it.
Yeah, and something that I used to do when I was buying more clothes too is like I would go to like a nice store. Like I think that's like important for me, is that you don't want to buy like crappy clothes that you're gonna wash 3 times and the collar is gonna be all jacked up.
Right.
So like even at like nice stores, you can be like surprised about like if you just go to the sale rack, maybe check in there more often than you normally would, and you can find some good quality things that just didn't find a home for whatever reason for a good price.
For sure, man. You can find some great deals and great discounts on the discount rack.
Yeah, totally. And it's so easy to do that too, and it's kind of fun. There's all sorts of people who are into kind of finding those deals, and I can see myself getting more into that too.
Yeah, man. And people are big couponers, coupon clippers.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, that's another good one too. Even if you like do your shopping online, like I'm sure so many people do this already, I don't even know if it needs to be said, but like just before you're about to check out or wherever you're going, like do a quick search for promo codes or something like that.
Great idea.
So easy, where like there's literally just websites dedicated to just discounts that like all the time you can like I was ordering some dress shirts for work the other day, and it was going to be like $150 or something like that. I just did a quick search and I found I could get those 3 same dress shirts for $100. So, just saved me $50 just by searching on Google. So easy.
Being resourceful, right?
Yeah, right. So yeah, there's lots of good options out there for if you want to find some discounts.
For sure, man. And tip number 8.
Yeah.
Stay in on the weekends sometimes.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I think you said it's good. You said sometimes, because no one wants to be, in their house, just sitting around while your friends are going and doing fun stuff, like just maybe more than you normally would.
Yeah, take a few weekends off. Give you a chance to save some money. Yeah. Maybe cook, not eat out.
Yeah.
Not spend money.
Yeah, find a new hobby, something.
Exactly, because we know nowadays in 2019, 2020, anytime you go out, you will spend money.
Yeah, it's true. And that's kind of the sucky part about, living in today's world is anything you go out and do, whether it's eating, having a good time somewhere, getting a drink, it's going to cost, a good amount of money. So
yeah, man. So if you can't avoid that for a few weekends out of the month, maybe one or two. Yeah. Just try to stay in one weekend.
Yeah, man. And there's so many good hobbies that you can pick up that are cheap, that will better you too, whether it be like maybe you want to learn how to do something. There's so many open courses online, right, that are free and that you can, practice, and you can become a better person because of it. So I think that's a fulfilling way to kind of spend your time.
Agreed.
Yeah, totally.
Agreed, for sure.
All right, number 9. What are we going to do? Cut out unused subscriptions. Yeah, that's good. I agree with that. That's, I think it's good. Once you start budgeting, I think you probably will realize, crap, I got a lot of things coming out of my bank account that I didn't really know.
Yes, you will always find something that you could cut back on once you really track and monitor your expenses.
Yeah, and I'm going to even say something that's maybe a little radical in today's world too. I looked at how much I was paying for Amazon Prime, and that's like $100, not that much, but like still I thought about it, like how much do I actually use Amazon Prime?
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to try canceling it. So I canceled it like probably 8 months ago, and like it's I like literally don't even notice a difference, honestly. Like I still get my packages in like 3 days compared to 2 days, and like if you buy more than like $30 or something, like it's already free shipping. Yeah. So like
quality of life is still the same, right?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe if you're one of those people who's always ordering stuff or whatever, like it's worth it for you. But for me, and for I'm guessing a lot of people who use Amazon, just during the holidays or whenever, it's it's just good to look at those kind of things and really evaluate it.
Man, I know it was good for me finding unused gym memberships. So when I've lived in like apartments for the last few years, so every one of my apartments has its own gym. So I'm like, man, there's no reason to have a membership coming out Planet Fitness every month,
Totally. And
I can just utilize the gym here and save me some money.
Yeah, exactly. And like, especially for like gyms or whatever, you can find workarounds that with whatever you have that can keep you in shape, or, doing the things you like doing. So that's a good example too.
Sure, man. And then number 10, stop swiping.
Yeah, what do you mean by stop swiping?
And by stop swiping, I mean before you go out.
I see what you're saying.
If it's the weekend or you're, for the week, go to the ATM and take out some cash for yourself for the week.
Yeah, man. I was thinking originally when I read that was that you're talking about, like swiping like in dating apps, which probably save you some cash too if you stop swiping.
Nah.
Yeah.
Look, y'all can keep swiping. Y'all can keep doing it. Talking about swiping your ATM cards.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, I agree. There's something there's something different about like, like you're swiping this little piece of plastic like that. I don't really know how much I owe on my credit card, exactly. But it's like, you just swipe and you have your thing. It's a lot harder when you have only a couple $100 in your wallet or something and you have to give up that money.
Yeah, man. And it makes you think before you break a big bill. You think, man, do I really need to buy this? Do I really need whatever I'm about to get?
Totally. I think that's a good decision framework of thinking about a lot of the things that you buy. I know I'm tempted to buy a ton of things. Like I've been looking at the new AirPod Pros, right? Like those just came out, and I'm
right.
Man, those look nice, but like, what is it do I really need that? It's gonna improve my quality of life that much,
Yeah, man.
It's good to ask yourself.
Yeah, it's good to pause and take that moment before you spend on something and think like, man, do I really really need this.
Yeah. And another thing too is just like, taking some time, like whenever there's something that you just want, like give it like a few weeks, or just give it a break, where you're like, it's so easy to buy things just in today's economy in just like a second, but you like think about whether you really want it or not. There's tons of things that like I've just waited a couple weeks on, say if I still want to buy this in 3 weeks, I'll buy it. And then once the 3 weeks is up, I'm like, man, what was I thinking 3 weeks ago? I don't really want that. So
that's a great way to live, and that's a great way to look at money and kind of help you build some self-discipline.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, man, but season 1, episode 6, these are our 10 tips to help you save more cash. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Jacob, you want to let the people know how they can get in contact with you?
Yeah, man, I'm on Instagram. I'm barely on Instagram. My last post was like 4 months ago, so but I'm there. My name.
Make sure y'all go blow his Instagram page up.
yeah, exactly. Oh, my tag is Here's Me Jacob, so you can find me there.
Yes, sir. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere at WEInvested. You can check us out at WEInvestedOnline.com, and you can check us out on YouTube at WEInvested. Like, comment, share, subscribe, everything.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.